and talk about some of the greatest lessons I had this week with some of my clients and also with myself, and talk to you about entering into your vortex of money, of abundance. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to see if anyone comes on. I'm never sure if someone's going to come in live. So I had this idea this morning when I woke up. It's like money loves me. And the more I set my fear free, the more can come into my life. Say it with me. Money loves me. The more I set my fear free, the more I can hold and bring into my life. You know, money is such a energetically charged conversation because we have so many stories linked to money, and especially our worth. But I just wanted to remind you, my divine soul, that your value, your energy, your frequency, your life, your divinity is your greatest wealth. It's your greatest abundance. And the more you allow yourself to hold that worth, to hold that frequency, to feel it in your body, and to allow your subconscious mind to see it and to feel it and to believe it, the more you will create that as a holographic vision and bring it into your reality. The other night, I had this dream, and I kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just kept saying thank you all night. This has never happened to me. And as I was saying thank you in my dream, I was realizing that you're creating neural pathways every time you think something. And every time you think something, you're creating an energetic experience in your body. And that energetic experience is releasing hormones to equal that emotion. So it's like you're creating this whole ecosystem based on your beliefs. And I find that quite fascinating. And so while I was saying thank you, thank you, thank you, I was seeing in my dream, like literally how I was creating these pathways. So why am I telling you this? And I found it so powerful because based on quantum physics and the simulation theory, we are creating our reality through our thoughts, our emotions, through our imagination. It's beginning in a holographic space in our mind. And the more we create these neural pathways and we program our mind and we create those centers in our brain, like in neuroscience, the more we're creating that in our reality. Now, of course, I've had times where I've felt tight around money. And one of the reasons why I love these teachings so much is because my mother was the opposite of empowerment with money. And that really taught me that I've seen how her thoughts have created her reality. I've also been around multi-millionaires and I see how their thoughts and their energy create reality. And I've seen how my thoughts and energy create my reality. So I just want to invite you today to become very conscious of what you're thinking and feeling about yourself, about money. And when you find yourself getting tight or thinking in lack or envisioning what you don't want, just stop yourself, breathe, and make up a poem. Like, make up something that makes you remember it. Like, money loves me. And the more I allow it, the more I feel free. Or something like this. Why not? Try it. I was also reading this book called Quantum Jumping by a quantum physicist. And basically, the whole premise of this book was about creating your emotional reality, tapping into your imagination, going into those future visions, and then aligning your energy and going into that reality. And last night while I was walking, I had this new vision that I've never had. They call those future visions. So if you want to create a new reality, you want to create a new future, it's not about not being present in your present. Actually, it is about being very present, but very conscious of what you're thinking and feeling and programming into your mind. And then at the end of the day, take just 5 minutes and write this down. What went well today? Because in psychology, when you write down what went well, it's like you're literally remembering and you're allowing yourself to connect with what went well. Hello, hello. Please tell me where you're coming in from. Money as a currency. Yes, 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 yes. So connect with that currency. Even more today that we're not even really using cash money. We're connecting with this currency of money. There's literally, as I'm holding my phone, there's like thousands and trillions of dollars going through the internet. And you might find yourself at a moment where it's like, well, it's not showing up yet. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go back to your old thoughts and feelings and projections of lack? No. I think that sometimes if we think of life, thank you for being here. If you're thinking of life as a game, as a video game, and you allow yourself to play your game and you create it every single day and you play in your life and you become centered, you allow yourself to really connect to that divine energy within you, the one that's seeing behind your eyes. You connect with that. You breathe in that energy and you feel grateful for your life. You speak and you show up authentically. And you allow yourself, if you catch yourself on things that don't feel good or things that you know that you did in your past that you want to change, love yourself. Like allow yourself, say, okay, I did that. Okay, I can get better at that. Like, can you imagine if when you were little and you were learning to walk and, you didn't walk right away and then all of a sudden you just said, well, I'm not going to walk. And you just never gave it a chance? So it's like every day we have a chance to walk into something new. And we can choose. And so I choose to show up because I love to share this information. And as I'm downloading, it's like, oh, I can't wait to get on and share it with you. So thank you so much for being here. Oh, Ireland, hello. Very nice, Ireland. Beautiful. I've actually never been to Ireland. I've traveled quite a bit. So write down a poem that makes you think of money. Something fun, sing it, Money loves me, and the more I'm free, the more it comes to me. Money loves me. The more I set my fears free, the more I allow it to be. The more I allow it to be, the more I allow myself to be, the more I allow myself to receive. They say that we must be the energetic container. So think of those future, don't even think of those future visions. Go for a walk. Allow yourself to connect with those future visions, those future memories, right? Because time in quantum physics, you might know, is it linear or is it one on top of the other? Right? Greed is the description. Greed is the description of the world. Well, greed is a control energy. Money doesn't have to be greed, right? I think that we must define what greed is. If greed is an energy of fear, so fear is actually the energy behind greed. And fear is what destroys the world. And so if we want to be love and we want to be abundant, then we must live in that energy. Otherwise, we are living in some sort of fear. Maybe we're not living in greed. but we're not allowing ourselves to expand. And the more we have, the more you have, the more I have, the more we can share with the world. I mean, how can I pay someone to help me to create designs or do work or, buy new things or, buy fresh food from someone if I don't have the money, right? So if we focus on greed of others, then we're focusing on the lack within ourselves in a sense. And thank you for sharing that with me. Favorite day of the week, Sunday. What's your favorite day of the week? Anyway, I didn't mean to put that in front of my face. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this live. And my name is Melissa Claire, and I love to support with all my heart, because I know how it feels when you are doing all that you can to create an online business, to show up, to create a sales system that works for you, to be authentic, and to keep moving ahead despite some of those saboteurs in the mind. And what I really specialize in is the energetics of success. Why energetics? Because I'm quite empathic and clairvoyant. And so when I work, especially one-on-one with a client, it's like I allow you to see the things oftentimes you can't see within yourself. That is when we work one-on-one. And I have a program that I've created over 15 years of working in personal development with women around the world, and especially women. We seem to question ourselves more often. Are we worthy? Can we do it? Are we doing it right? And we stop ourselves from allowing ourselves to receive more, as if we're bad or we must do more, or and I really want to support you, and that's why I've created a magnetic visibility starter kit. This has a 5-part 5 minutes lessons. It goes with a PDF and a free guided self-hypnosis. So you can really start priming your subconscious mind to allow yourself to believe in those new possibilities. I'm sorry, it's like you have no toilet paper. Wow, that's powerful. Well, I don't know where you are. I live both in the US and Mexico, and I see a lot of poverty in Mexico. And I've traveled quite extensively to very poverty-stricken sense places. And, the interesting thing when I've spent a lot of times even in the jungle where people live in palapas, but there's a beauty in the freedom of when you have less, you find more joy in the small things. I don't know where you live. I can't read everything. But I send you blessings. And the more you can connect with the knowing that you are a divine soul and that your being, your life, your light, and the more kind you can be to yourself and to others, that is a currency. And the more you tap into that currency, you can keep on expanding in that currency, and then therefore you can tap into new possibilities. I mean, you have Wi-Fi, you have something to watch this on, so you must have some recourses. And so I sometimes see people in great poverty as well. And the thing is that we must look at what we have, what we don't have. Because if we focus on what we don't have, we're going to keep recreating that with our holographic reality. So I invite you and anyone. There's always people who have more, and there's always people who have less. It's our job to focus on what we desire to create. The I, and know that what we desire, you desire, is yours for a reason. And what you're envisioning is because it's part of your life path, right? Well, I hope this helps you. If you'd like to get that free starter kit, please write below magnetic. And thank you so much for watching. And I wish you a very beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching.